Welcome to another edition of Hit the Ropes podcast. This special edition is a question everything edition. And question everything, we explore weird, all kinds of topics, situations that go down in professional wrestling. This episode, we're going to talk about the silly rules of professional wrestling. Professional wrestling, you take time out to enjoy two, three, sometimes even pay-per-views 4 hours long. And during that time, you're asked to, if I can speak, suspend your imagination, disbelief, all these things, right? Uh, it's scripted as we know, but even though it's scripted, some of the things that pop up are a little weird. For instance, TV time limits. Remember back in the day, everything had a TV time limit for obvious reasons. Your scheduled program is a certain time, and so to make sure all the bouts on the card go in without interruption, you have to put a time limit on it. But what do we have in today's time? You tune into Raw, you tune into SmackDown, no time limits. But if you tune into, say, the Cruiserweight Classic or the United Kingdom Championship Tournament, there are time limits. Help explain this to me. The TV has no time limit. Those bouts have zero time limits. But the thing that's on the WWE network, which theoretically could go on for as long as you want, have time limits. I don't understand it. Makes no sense. That's a silly rule. Especially when in those tournaments, with the time limits announced, none of the time limits actually are even coming close to going in. They don't play a part. So the network shows have time limits, yet they have no time restrictions. The actual TV programs don't have time limits, but they do have crucial time limits to meet. All right, silly rule, right? Another silly rule that kind of mirrors that is the fact there are apparently no scheduled bouts. When I say no scheduled bouts, how come when you have two guys in the ring, they're arguing about this or that, and then maybe another two guys come in and they're going to join this argument over who should be the number one contender? Well, then the general manager will come in and he will say, okay, since nobody can agree, right here, right now, we're going to make a new match. And this great new tag match or this great new four-way match is put in place. Well, what about the other scheduled events? Did you not schedule your events prior to coming in? You would think that we'd see more guys tweeting, hey, once again, this guy interrupts and steals all the time. I didn't even get my shot on the card. But you get none of that. There's nothing, nobody getting angry at Jera KO for kicking him off the broadcast like we had in real life when the Divas could not wrestle during WrestleMania because times went a little long and their match was scrapped, right? So that's kind of ironic, right? Other silly rules. What about the legal ring steps? You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about it's illegal to hit somebody over the head with a steel chair. Makes sense. Or to grab a title belt and hit them over the head. But if you throw somebody's body into a steel step or a barricade for that matter, or you pick them up and power bomb them through a table, you can use foreign objects if you are throwing somebody into it. But if you're throwing the foreign object into the person, then it becomes illegal. That's a silly rule. This one came to us, the Hit the Ropes Facebook page by Kenton Watkins. He wanted to know, why is it that there's so many different names for the very same match? You have your no holds barred, you have your street fight, you have your fall count. They're all the same. And yet because of the circumstance, they try and give it a twist and make it all the same for uh for that certain matchup. But we got 32 matches, disqualifications eliminated, the countouts are eliminated. In most cases you can pin them anywhere, but yet they have different names. So Kenton was wondering that. That's a silly rule. What another silly rule? Champions advantage. Champions advantage is a really weird rule. So I've got the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm taking on a challenger. This challenger seems, to have my number. So, instead of getting pinned, I can just walk out of the match and get counted out for 10 seconds. I'll lose, but I'll keep my title. I Hear me out. I've lost the match, but yet I've kept the title. Or maybe I'll just pick up one of these foreign objects and I will hit them. I will again lose the match via DQ, but yet I will keep my title. The rules are kind of funny. They're silly. If you lost, no matter what method you lose, you should lose your title. So that's kind of weird. Let's see what else silly rules we've got here. What about the Magic Bell? Ashley Morris on Facebook wants to know what's up with this bell. Like the harder let's set it up. Let's say Braun Strowmer's going nuts on Sami Zayn for the 50 billionth time. The match is over. He's just beating him. He's unconscious already. Doesn't care. Keeps going. Just bam, 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 beating him. What can we do? Ring the bell. Ring the bell. So the timekeeper rings the bell, I don't know, 30 times. And all of a sudden, the referees show up. Did you not see the monitor? Where's security? Does WWE not have security? What's going on? Why do we need to ring this bell for people to, magically come in and step in during these thrashings? What does ringing the bell do anyways? I mean, does it help them out? Is that going to help them recover? So what's going on with this ringing of the bell? A lot of crazy, silly rules, ideologies going on. We talk about ringing the bell. Another queued up item is the music. How come when let's put a scenario together, AJ Styles and crew were beating up John Cena, right? They were beating up John Cena, and then maybe John Cena needs some help. I'm switching. I'm all over the place with brands here, but that's okay for them. He's getting beat up, and maybe the New Day, the Raw's New Day, is going to come in and make the save. Well, before they come in and make the save, their music comes on, alerting everybody, including the guys beating up John Cena, that there's about to be a run-in. How does that work? Does Big E make a sprint from the locker room all the way to the ring right before he goes through Gorilla? He says, hold up. Hit my music first. Pause for effect. Okay, now go. That's kind of weird. Well, what about when two guys are interrupting, or two guys are in the ring, and maybe KO's taking on Roman Reigns, and they're battling, and then all of a sudden, Chris Jericho's music hits, and he's going to interrupt this match. Well, he had time to sit there and pause for his music to come out, but yet not enough time for security to come out and possibly stop this guy from interrupting the match. So what's up with this magic music stuff? I don't get that. A lot of issues here. We've had issues with the timekeeper. We've had issues with whoever's playing the music. Silly rules in wrestling also have us having issues with the equipment manager. Question: Why are all those tables and chairs always under the ring? Explain that to me. Are they having, I don't know, church service right after the main event? Is that what's going on? That's why we got to have all those tables and chairs. You'd think after 25 years of hardcore matches and TLC matches, all these things, that Triple H would say, hey, yo, equipment manager, How about not store all the extra tables and chairs right under the ring? That would probably be a good thing. More silly rules in professional wrestling, man. There's a lot of them, and they're fun. They're what make things fun. But if we take a second to think about them, they're kind of weird. Um, this one also comes from Kenton Watkins. The closed fist. What's up with the closed fist? You ball your hand up, wind it back, and punch somebody in the mouth, and that is a foul of sorts. You're not supposed to hit someone with a closed fist. It's always an open hand. I get we've come from wrestling, amateur wrestling, catch wrestling, uh, but it's not legal to hit someone with a closed fist. But it is okay if you knee them in the face, kick them in the face. That's all good. But you close that fist, and you could possibly get disqualified. That's kind of funny. Um, Here's another one. We'll stop here because we could go on and on. But one that always gets me. Uh, Fighting on a budget. Fighting on a budget. Um, we saw this on Monday night. We see this many Monday nights, many pay-per-views. Kevin Owens was going to throw Roman Reigns through a announcer's table, devastating fashion. He's gonna, pop up powerbomb him right through it, make a big impact. But before he does, he's got to take off the branding, the big plastic thing that has the brand. Then he's got to go in and he's got to remove these monitors. What are we doing here? Okay, one, is it that you want to hurt your opponent, but don't want to hurt them too bad? So let's go ahead and remove these monitors. Or is it that you're worried about breaking? You're not worried about breaking the table. You can throw your opponent through the table, but let's save on those monitors. Those monitors are kind of expensive. So my question is, why are we taking the time to remove these monitors and all the plastic and all that great stuff, whatever the material is, on these tables, only to throw our opponent right through them? So what is it? Are we caring for their safety? Or are we worrying about the financial costs of doing it? I don't really know. So those are a couple of the weird rules in professional wrestling. There's so many more. Go ahead and leave us in the comment section a few of your weird wrestling rules, or tweet us at Hit the Ropes. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And make sure you tune in each and every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. at Hit the Ropes Radio. We have a lot of great fun, sort of like what we do here, but it's an hour-long program. And with every of the major pay-per-views, we're talking Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. We do a Wrestling with Friends where we just hang out for 4 hours on YouTube talking about what we see on the program and a bunch of other shenanigans. So I thank you for tuning in. Question everything. This is Silly Rules in Professional Wrestling.